All right. Take a minute to find a way to sit comfortably wherever you are, getting creative with your props at home or whatever space that you find yourself in. In the beginning of practice today, we're going to do some specific breathing, and then I wanted to share sort of a meditation or an intention, sort of clearing away some stuff for us today. So if you would, sit with your eyes closed for a moment. Together, we'll just breathe. We'll settle in. We'll just be. So remember, using the props, lifting your hips if you need to, adjusting yourself in your seat if you need to. But relax your arms, close your eyes. Shoulders soft, heart is lifting, crown of head lifting, lots of space in the neck. Letting the hips begin to relax and open up. Just slow the breath and begin to quiet the mind. Longer on the inhales, more complete on the exhales. We're going to do today what's called, the Sanskrit word is samavriti. And samavriti means leveling or evening out fluctuation. And so the fluctuating mind, we're going to try to balance that out with the breath practice. You'll also hear this called or referred to as box breathing. So you might visualize a square in front of you. And as we inhale for a count of 4, up the left side of the box, inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, holding 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, holding 1, 2, 3, 4. Together, we'll breathe this practice several rounds. So again, visualizing that box in front of you as you inhale, watch the arrow go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more round, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Releasing the breath practice and allowing your body to begin breathing itself. Just noticing the breath as it enters and leaves, without effort, without thought. It's a great breath practice to take anytime we feel anxious or this overwhelming influx of thoughts and ideas and worries and concerns. And so with that idea in mind, utilizing that as a tool, let's also consider this sort of visualization that came to me recently in a meditation. We often talk about being a witness or a seer, observing what's happening around us, and then we get to choose what we engage with. So when I was in a meditation recently talking about intrusive thoughts, we've got lots of those going on right now, lots of intrusive thoughts. This visualization came to me of being on a tennis court, and the tennis court being the space of my mind. And so if you would visualize this tennis court, this confined space of your mind, and you as the player, the witness, the observer of the court. So then we've got thoughts, these intrusive thoughts coming in, the tennis balls, right? Coming in onto this blank canvas that is our mind, that is the tennis court. And so me as the witness or the observer, it is my choice whether or not to pick up those thoughts, those ideas, those tennis balls and play the game. And let's face it, some of those thoughts come in and smack you right in the face and are very intrusive. And again, it's my choice to react, to pick up, to engage, and to play the game. Or to simply allow that ball to roll, that thought to roll across the screen of the mind. Recognize it coming in and letting it go. Now that doesn't mean you might not stop and pick up that ball for a little bit, right? You might hang on to it and decide what to do with it. That's okay. So maybe allowing that idea of the tennis balls coming in at you, and what do I want to do with them? Which ones of those tennis balls do I want to pick up and play the game with? Because it is our choice as the player, as the mover through this life. And so let's just sit with that for a few minutes. Let that kind of idea, that visual, recreate itself for you. What does that look like to you? What does that maybe mean to you? And if it doesn't really speak to you today, that's okay. Maybe there's another form or another vision that that idea takes for you personally. Together with me, let's take 3 big cleansing breaths. A big deep inhale through the nose, expanding through the ribs, the belly, and the chest. Open the mouth and exhale, let it go. Big inhale, expand, fill up, get wide and tall. Open the mouth and exhale. One more round, inhale. Exhale. Deeper, longer breath in and out of the nose, expanding and contracting through the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Smooth in and out, regulated, purposeful. Perfect. And if you'll join me, let's find Anjali Mudra. We'll join the left and the right sides of the body together through the palms of our hands. Taking those hands and resting the thumbs against the heart center. Press in, lift up, drop the shoulders, long neck. Maybe as you exhale, a gentle lowering of the chin, a softening of the eyes. And if you'd like to join me, I'll chant the sound of Om to begin our asana practice today. Om. Beautiful. Maybe as you exhale, a gentle bow down, honoring yourself and your practice and all that it shall bring. Rising up, exhale, releasing the hands. Beautiful. Let's come to a seat that's as comfortable as you can. Maybe just moving your prop off to the side. I'm going to turn sideways on my mat so that we might move together, but you are long ways on your mat. So let's start by stretching out those legs and just kind of working through the backs of the knees, the feet, the thighs, moving through the ankles, the toes. And let's find a nice strong seat. Strong legs, roll femur bones in, squeeze the quadriceps, flex the feet back for Dandasana, press into those hands. Again, remember we've got this nice straight line from the wrist to the shoulder, connecting through the hips. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, drop chin to chest. Breathing here, holding 1. Noisy breath if you can. Those of you that know Ujjayi breath. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take an inhale, rise up, and exhale, release. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gentle forward fold. So still strong, active legs, reaching the shins, the ankles, or potentially your big toes. Watch those shoulders and the ears, right? Pull down the back, heart reaching towards your feet. Never about how far you go, about the integrity of the pose. Holding and breathing here. 1, embracing this
unnatural sort of format of taking your practice by yourself in your space or surrounded by distractions where you are, it's all okay. You're right where you're supposed to be. 2 more breaths here. Beautiful. Take an inhale, reaching up, rising up, releasing. Hands behind you, maybe 6-8 inches or so behind you. Press into 2 flat hands. Squeeze your shoulders, lift your heart. Arms are long and straight. Point your toes. Press in, lift up. Maybe drop the head back, maybe not. Maybe potentially lifting the hips and dropping the head, your choice. Holding 1, 2 really strong legs. 3, 4, and 5. Releasing down, chin to chest, and exhale. Let's take Janu Sirsasana A, and we'll start with the right leg. So the sole of the right foot comes to the inner left thigh. Roll that femur bone inward, flex the foot, lift up, get tall. Think a little bit about your right shoulder coming towards the left leg. Heart reaching forward. Again, maybe you get your shin, maybe your ankle, maybe your foot. Take another inhale, rise up, and exhale your best forward fold. Holding here, 1. Deep breath with sound if you can. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take an inhale, rise up, maybe even use your hands, and exhale. Taking your right foot to the floor, knee to sky. So again, taking that femur bone outside the rib cage towards your armpit. I love looking at the sole of my foot. That's very special. Hug the knee in nice and close, press in and lift up. If you want to bind, reaching the right arm in front, wrapping around, and potentially taking bind, your choice. Hugging, lifting up straight, or forward folding if you're binding. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you're in bind, inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. We're going to take that foot across the thigh, so across the left leg, taking a nice twisted version, modification. Press in, lift up, get tall. Hug that knee in nice and close. Use maybe your right hand behind you for some support. Again, this foot down here, not getting sloppy, right? Left leg strong and straight, and maybe squeeze the belly and look over your shoulder. If you need to, just keep your gaze on the floor beside you. Breathing deeply. 1, 2, nice cleanse for the belly. 3, 4, and 5. Take an inhale, look forward, exhale, release. Come into figure 4, so letting that ankle rest just above the knee. Looking for that external rotation, again, a little deeper here than just taking Janu Sirsasana. So again, the left foot is flexed and strong, the ankle is supported. Take an inhale, rise up, and exhale, again, your best forward fold, encouraging this external rotation and opening while the knee is coming to the floor. No pain in the knee. If it's painful, just ease out, maybe taking the leg down a little further. Holding in your best forward fold. Again, watch those shoulders. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. 1, draw back at the low belly where we fold over, leading with the heart. 3, 4, and 5. Take an inhale, rise up. Exhaling, we're going to sit back into that figure 4, sort of like a seated version of swan. So the hands are going to come behind. However you want to use them for support, fingers facing away or forward, it doesn't really matter to me. Just make sure the wrists feel safe. So again, pressing in, lifting up, the shoulder blades squeeze together. You're encouraging that right knee towards the front of your mat. Maybe your neck is long and you're looking up. Maybe you open your heart, lift the chin to the sky. Holding here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take an exhale, release, and release the right leg. Shake it out, rub that knee, pop the leg up and around, whatever you need to soften and release from that side. I'm not gonna lie, guys, this is so weird for me. I hope you're doing okay because I can't see you. bear with me and we'll talk about logistics afterwards if we need to make adjustments. But I love you for taking the time to hang out with me and with each other. Same posture where we started in the beginning. We started with Janu Shirsasana A, sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh, external rotation of this femur bone, internal rotation here, foot flexed and strong. Inhale, rise up. Again, folding over that lowest part of the belly, that Uddiyana Bandha. A little bit of left shoulder coming towards the leg. Maybe you've got your shin, your ankle, your foot. Shoulders away from ears, heart leading towards your toes. 1, breathe deeply with sound if you can. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Strong belly, maybe use your hands, inhale, rise up, and exhale. Marichyasana A, sole of that left foot to the floor. Again, take the time to get that femur bone outside the rib cage. Leave that space here, even if you're not folding forward, so that you've got some good alignment. Hugging the knee, lifting up, maybe staying right here, or again, potentially binding the pose. Sit really strong through your sit bones, strong right leg. Inhale, rise up, or take bind. 1, 2, neck long, right shoulders drawn down. 3, 4, and 5. Exhaling, releasing, and coming into Marichyasana C, or a modification thereof. So again, taking that foot across the body, giving it a nice hug, because this is a twist, right? Maybe even move the flesh, find that upward spiral, hugging the knee in nice and close. Again, your left hand might go behind you for some support. You might look to the side. You might look all the way behind you, your choice. Breathing broad through the front of the chest, long through your spine, from tailbone up. 3, 4, and 5. Take an inhale, look forward, exhaling to release. Ankle just above the knee. Again, making sure the ankle is supported here and we're not twisting the ankle in that position. Knee is painful, bring the leg down further past the knee. External rotation, inhale, rise up, take an exhale, and your best forward fold. You should be feeling this across the back of that hip where those muscles attached to your sit bones. Again, folding over low belly, heart reaching forward. Holding here, 3, 4, and 5. Taking an inhale, rising up, and exhale. Pushing back, right? Go ahead and turn sideways for you. Pushing back as we bend the right leg, foot to the floor. Arms behind for support. Press in. Get tall. Again, maybe your neck is long and you're just gazing forward. Maybe you lift the heart and lift the eyes to the sky, your choice. Breathe deeply, holding 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhaling, releasing. Beautiful. Taking that leg out. Let's tuck and cross and come to our hands and knees. I'm going to give you a moment to get to your hands and knees. Add your padding, of course, underneath the knees. If you need your blanket, go ahead and utilize that. If you've got something to use in your space. Perfect. Good tabletop position, right? Wrist, elbow, shoulder, nice straight line. Hands evenly placed right underneath the shoulders, tops of the feet are on the floor. If you look back and you can see your big toes, go ahead and separate the feet just a little. Again, no sloppy back here. Flatten in, draw up, flat back. Moving through cat-cow. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift your sit bones, spreading wide across the front body, contracting the back body, and finally lift the chin. For mad cat, exhale, tuck belly, round the back, tuck chin to chest. Beautiful, moving through those 2 poses, inhale and exhale. If one feels good, stay there and sit with it. When you're ready, come to a neutral position. Take your toes together. Take your knees out a little wider. We'll push back into Balasana or Child's Pose. Exhale. Take the time to really wiggle into those hip creases. Lay the belly down in between the thighs. Take a moment, heart towards the floor, fingers reaching forward. Once your arms reach forward, pull back through the inner armpits, really finding that space in the neck and shoulders. Let your forehead rest on the floor and breathe here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take an inhale, come back to your hands and knees. Bring those knees back underneath your hips, wrists underneath shoulders. For downward facing dog, we're going to move into some lunging postures. So just so you know, that's where we're going. Curl those toes under. Oh, sit with that for a minute. Stretch the arches of the feet. Good. Downward facing dog. Inhale, press into the hands. Lift the hips up and back. Shift your weight side to side. Bend one knee at a time. Good. Find yourself way up on your tippy toes. And then exhale, let the heels come down. Looking to your hands, we're going to come into a low lunge on the right leg. So you're going to take that right foot forward. Whatever it takes to get there, right? Drop down onto the left knee. Pause there for a moment. Really let yourself settle into this stretch. 2 strong hands maybe on your right leg. Take an inhale and rise up. And as you exhale, settle into that lunge. A beautiful stretch for the front of that left hip. Heart is rising. We're nice, good alignment from tailbone to crown of head. And just breathe here for a moment. If you're feeling frisky, maybe go further by inhaling, arms coming up, palms facing each other. Maybe palms come together and you look to your thumbs. Wherever you're comfortable, sit and rest in this nice lunge for the front of that left hip. Holding 2, 3, 4, and 5. Your arms are up. Exhale, let the hands come down, pushing back into that runner's lunge. Hips are going to come straight back. The right toes pop off the floor, getting a nice deep stretch across the back of the right leg. Holding here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take an inhale, shift your weight forward. Plant your 2 strong hands on the floor. Curling left toes under. Press in, lift up. Press into your hands, taking the right leg back. Maybe tippy toes, stretching side to side. Move all that stuff around. Find your center. Take an inhale, step the left foot forward, slide it forward, drop onto the right knee. Top of the foot on the floor. Good. Use your leg, use your strong arms for support. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, sink in. Again, your choice whether you might want to just stay here. You might take your arms up, turn your palms towards each other. You might press the palms together, look to your thumbs. You might even take a back bend, your choice. Holding 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, hands to the ground. Push back, hips straight back. And again, letting those left toes come off the floor to get a beautiful stretch across the back of the left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling, shifting weight forward. 2 strong flat hands planted on the floor. Curl the right toes, press in, lengthen, and bring left foot back. Oh, take a second, again, stretch it out. Shift your weight side to side. Beautiful. Inhale, come to your knees. Take a cat-cow here. Drop the belly. Exhale, round the back. Good. Take knees together and feet together. Balasana or Child's Pose with a rounded back. Draw the belly up. Set the heels or the sit bones down onto the heels. Lay the belly up and over the thighs. Head coming to the floor. Again, taking the arms down along your side, palms face up. Nice deeply rounded back, legs nicely contracted and sort of all gathered together. Breathing here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take an inhale, bring your hands to the front of the mat, come back up to your knees. We're gonna exhale all the way down onto the belly in forward rest. Oh, take a second to get there. Maybe stack your hands, rest your forehead, but shift through the hips a little bit to relax the back, the legs, the shoulders, everything. Let's go. Hopefully I can call this out because I know you won't be able to see me. So laying on your belly with your face down, we'll come up into Sphinx Pose, right? So we'll come up together in this nice little back bend. So again, remember the elbow stays in a nice line with the shoulder. Fingers spread wide, palms planted firm. Again, avoid that tendency to sink into our shoulders. Shoulders come back and down. Relaxing the glutes, lifting the heart reaching forward and upward out of the hips. Beautiful. Hold here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, release down, stack your hands, rest your head. Again, take a minute there to shift your weight side to side, adjust the legs, tops of the feet are on the floor. You're still breathing deeply, right? You're breathing into the back of the body, opening up the rib cage, the lower back, breathing into the back of the lungs. Another good thing we need to remember right now with this particular disease process, this virus going around, it's about the lungs, and our pranayama practice is priceless. So anytime we get to do a practice like this, it is of great value, especially right now. Coming back up into Sphinx Pose, potentially seal pose with long straight arms, potentially taking it all the way into a cobra pose, your choice. How deep you want to take your back bend is your choice. Again, shoulders always out of the ears, holding wherever you've chosen to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, release down. Take rest, take deep breath. Relax those shoulders. 2 more breaths here, and we'll take 1 more round. Your best back bend. When you're ready, use the inhale, press into the earth. Again, either Sphinx Pose, seal pose, cobra pose. If you're feeling super frisky, you might even come into upward facing dog. Breathing in your back bend. 1, heart is lifted. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, release down. When you feel sufficiently relaxed, go ahead and inhale, come to your hands and knees. Maybe a cat-cow or child's pose, right? Because that could feel really good. And then when you're ready, tuck and cross your feet. We'll come through to seated, to laying down on our back. We're going to take inversion. So if you do have something, a blanket, a pillow, or something to lift up your hips, if that makes it easier, go ahead and do that. If you want to take a shoulder stand, that's your choice too. But lay down all the way onto your back. Hi. Take the time to get something up underneath the sit bones, underneath the sacrum. If you have something, if not, you can always just take your legs straight up. Tuck those shoulders under your back. Make sure the back is nice and long. Arms planted softly. Take an inhale, 2 long straight legs up to the sky. Again, we don't need to go past neutral. We just need that neutral 90-degree angle. You might leave your arms along your side. You might take them into cactus arms. It might feel good to reach them nice and long over your head, your choice. Just rest and breathe here. 1, I am turning my head to see you, but you don't need to do that. If you just keep your eyes upward towards the sky. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This time we're going to take things a little bit differently. We're going to leave the right leg here, and we're going to exhale, drop the left leg just above the floor and hold. A little bit of challenge for those abs. Yeah, hold and breathe deeply. 2, 3, 4, and 5. As you exhale, bring both legs together, knees together, tuck the knees into the chest. Beautiful. Come back to neutral. Inhale, 2 straight legs up to the sky. Leaving the left leg, exhale, release the right leg just above the floor and hold. Isolating the abdominal muscles, keeping long in the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, bring those knees together. Give them a nice big hug into the chest. Beautiful. Hang on to your right leg. Straighten the left. Keep that knee hugged outside the rib cage towards your armpit. Exhale, releasing that foot to the floor. Maybe you don't know where the floor is. Keep going. Hold and hover. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, hug both knees. Beautiful. Switch your grip to the left leg. Inhale, right leg long, right? Reaching, the toes are reaching towards the sky. And as you exhale, they're reaching towards the front of the mat. Knee is hugged outside the rib cage. Hover and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, bring that leg in. Hug both the knees. Perfect. Release the feet to the floor. Extend the legs long. Again, if you've got that upward lift, you're going to get a little bit more out of this posture with those hip flexors stretching long here. Take a couple of breaths here with 2 long legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly, soles of the feet to the floor. Press into those flat feet, lift the hips, and release downward towards the floor. We'll take a spinal twist. So adjust your hips and adjust your shoulders so they're nice and even. You've got a long neck, nice soft arch. If you would, you know the versions that you like. If we're taking the traditional crossing the legs, go ahead and cross the legs. You might leave one leg straight and one knee bent, right? You might take it that way. You might hug the knees and take your twist that way, your choice. All right, I'm gonna take this one today because this feels good. Taking your spinal twist, again, foundation first, and then exhale, releasing yourself slowly into your twist. Letting go with the breath, right? Don't hold your breath because then everything gets tight and doesn't want to release. Use the exhales to find your release. You might use your left hand to find this extension, this length through that right femur bone. You might lift your head and look towards your right hand. Wherever you are, breathe deeply. So now we've got a nice twisted belly, massaging the belly with the breath. Holding here. Remember, we talk about it all the time. The lymph nodes in the intestinal tract that do a lot for our immune system. Great way to really pay attention to and nurture our body's immune response. Hold 5 more breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Beautiful. Release slowly. Squeeze your belly, tuck your knees, inhale, come up, and exhale, release. Once we're released, stretch out the legs, stretch out the arms, reach fingertips to tippy toes. Inhale, stretch right side. Exhale, release. Inhale, stretch left side. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Coming back to your foundation. Whatever that looked like on the first side, taking that same version on the second side. So again, I'm taking this posture with knees tucked in nice and tight, and exhale. When you're ready, take your twist to the right side. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Embrace the new environment that you're in. When you settle in, maybe take that right hand and lengthen through that left femur bone, encouraging the knees to the floor. Again, maybe you're looking over your left shoulder. Breathe deeply. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Releasing, using your abdominal muscles, bring knees to center. Exhale, soles of feet to floor. Adjust, find your neutral. Windshield wipers, feet out wide. Exhale, sway the knees to one side. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, take second side. Inhale at center. Exhale, give both knees a big hug. Lift the chest, tuck the chin, nice deeply rounded back. Exhale, head to floor, hang onto your knees, make circles on the ceiling. Beautiful, make sure you go both directions. Perfect. Releasing the soles of the feet to the floor, tucking across the feet, use an inhale, come up to seated. Taking a forward fold, release the low back, release the neck and shoulders. Exhale, forward folding, again, a stretch that's for the lower back. Maybe drop the chin to the chest, relaxing the back of the neck and the shoulders. Breathe nice and deeply here. Beautiful. When you're ready, make your way back to a seated position that's comfortable. And before we take Shavasana, let's take our box breathing again together one more time. I use, again, the visual of a box in front of me so that even when my eyes are closed, I can remember the pattern of breath. And again, the inhale comes up, we hold. The exhale comes down, and we hold. So I'm going to count us through about 5 rounds of that breath to prepare us to settle in, to take rest, and to sort of just give our mind this ability to get rid of all of those crazy fluctuations that are happening around us constantly. It is really important that we utilize our pranayama practices and our meditation practices to keep us feeling stable and grounded at this point in time. So again, take a minute to find a seat to sit in, to sit tall, and to just breathe a few rounds of breath before we take a few moments of final rest. So hands are resting wherever it's comfortable for you, eyes open or closed, whatever is comfortable for you. Together, let's breathe 3 long inhales and exhales, sort of cleansing out and preparing to take in this idea of being stable and steady and confident. So together, let's inhale deeply through the nose. Open the mouth and exhale. Inhale fully. Don't worry about who's around you. Open the mouth and let it out. Good. One more inhale. Open the mouth and breathe out. Beautiful. Let body settle into natural breath, just a few rounds. And taking the pranayama practice of samavriti, the leveling out, the evening out of the fluctuations of the mind. Again, closing the eyes, lift your heart, relax your shoulders. Long inhale through the nose, 2, 3, 4, holding, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, holding, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, holding, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Holding, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Holding, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Holding, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Holding, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Holding, 2, 3, 4. Last round. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Holding, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Holding, 2, 3, 4. Letting body and breath return to natural, easy breathing. Noticing the body breathing itself. Notice any sensations, any thoughts that have risen up, that have come to the surface. Being accepting and only attaching to those thoughts, ideas, and experiences that nurture us. We're prepared for Shavasana, a few moments of rest. So take your time to make your space comfortable, right? Use your blankets, use your pillows. Snuggle with your dog if they happen to be in the room with you and that feels good, right? But settling in, relaxing all of the muscles of the body. So taking the time to take that inventory. Maybe there is a spot of soreness that came up during your practice. Maybe it was there before and it's gone now. The recognition of the changes in the body and the ability to change those experiences. Again, making space for the body to be completely rested, heavy, and soft. Let the body again return to that natural, easy breathing where the breath comes in and out without effort, without thought. We find the mind busy today, right? Remember that sort of scenario of the tennis balls being those intrusive thoughts. We often will refer to that as the clouds passing in the sky. To me, today, in our circumstances recently, it's more like tennis balls being lobbed at you. And again, only choose to attach to those things that will nurture you, that will bring you joy, that bring you comfort. And choosing not to hold on to those thoughts that come in that don't serve you well. Enjoy a few moments of stillness and silence. And that stillness and silence is within. May not be the space that you're in. But acknowledging the noises and the distractions around you just for what they are. External noise. Find that internal quiet and still place. Go ahead and begin to add some depth back into your breathing. Let your senses reach out into your environment for information. Allow yourself to begin to move your body slowly and softly. Again, that might be a turn of the neck side to side. It might be a hug of the knees into the chest, sort of rolling around the back. A long stretch from your fingers to your toes. When you feel you've moved around enough, take the time to roll to either your left or your right side. Again, we don't have to overthink that too much. The body knows what it needs. But pausing for a moment on your side in fetal position, just taking that moment to thank yourself. To be grateful for the opportunity to do a practice, no matter what it looks like, no matter where you are, no matter how you think it was supposed to be. It was perfect. When you feel ready, rise again, pressing into the earth and coming back to a comfortable seated position. Once you are seated, close your eyes if you can, bringing your hands back to Anjali Mudra, dropping the shoulders, maybe softening the gaze. And if you'd like to join me, I'll chant the sound of Om to finish our time together. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.